Hi everybody. Today we're going to be talking about half notes in class and half rests. This is what shows up on your page, on page 22 in your book. And one of the things that's important to remember is that a half note gets 2 beats of sound, or a half rest gets 2 beats of sound when the time signature has a 4 in the bottom. So if we're talking about 3/4 time signature, or 4/4, 2/4, really anything that is above 2 and has a 4 in the bottom is going to be considered 2 beats of sound for a half note. And to this point in music class, you've nicknamed them ta-ah probably, or maybe you just held it for 2 beats as you did it. And when you were clapping that, it would have looked like this, ta-ah, or going forward, ta-ah, depending on which music teacher you had teaching you. They're all going to be teaching you something similar. So in order to do that with your bow, you have to now use a different technique to do that. And I went ahead and borrowed a student instrument so you can see with this here. But when I'm doing it, to this point, we've got 2 marks on the bow, right? A lot of them are either blue and red or green and yellow. And for a violin or viola, you're gonna still start pretty much in the middle of the bow, but you're actually gonna mark, you make your bow come a little bit lower. So you see where my bow is, it's a little below where that tape is. And when I play it, I'm gonna hold out that beat, 2 beats. So if I do it 1, 2, as I'm doing that. If I were resting, I would rest 1, 2, right, for that many beats. If you look at number 77 rhythm rap in your books, it gives you a chance to practice both quarter notes and half notes. So until this point, we've been learning eighth notes, we've learned quarter notes, but now we're gonna put half notes in there too to make a little bit more interesting a sound. So number 77 rhythm rap, what I would like you to do is find your D string. So for violas, that's your 2nd string. And for violins, that's your 3rd string. And I'm demonstrating with a violin here. So if you would put your bow on the string, again, a little bit lower, because it does have to be a slow bow, and it even calls it that in the book. But you wanna make sure you're using a little more bow so you have just more space to move through. So as I do it, I'm gonna start with quarter notes. So I won't start at that point yet. And I'm gonna do 1 beat each. So I wanna go between the blue and the red for the quarter notes. Here we go, on D string. I'll count to 4 so you know when to start. 1, 2, ready, here it is. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here comes the half note. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Half rest, bow lift, repeat. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Stop. So that's just number 77, the rhythm rap. Number 78 is going to take that exact same thing, and now we're adding fingers to it. And this one is At Pierrot's Door, or it's sometimes called French folk song. Both would be accurate. So you'll probably recognize that. We want to make sure we're ready for our slow bows. So we're going to start it right at where our tape is, because we start with quarter notes, and then be ready to use more bow when we get to the half note and to slow it down. And again, in the book, it tells you slow bow when you get there. And there will be a bow lift and a repeat. So here it is again. 1, 2, ready, adding fingers here. Slow bow, slow bow, slow bow, bow lift, land, repeat. Slow bow, a little more bow there, then quarter notes again. 1, 2, and stop. So what I'd like you to do is go to your next station and to practice this example. And if you're not quite ready for that, you can rewatch this video and double check and make sure you understand what you need to do. All right, thanks, happy practicing.